Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, sir. Hello, ma'am. The Honorable Sir Muhammad Ali and the Honorable Ma'am Bunga Ayu Landiri and the Honorable Mrs. Duti Folia and the Honorable Mr. Robi Soma. Thank you, sir, for attending my thesis proposal seminar. In here, I will present my thesis proposal seminar with the title An Analysis of EFL Student Speaking Problem, a study at 11th grade at SMK 4 Batanghari. Before I start my presentation, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Holdhon, and I'll start my presentation. There are three topics that I would like to discuss. The first one is introduction, the second is literature review, and the third is methodology. Let's discuss in the first topic, introduction. So, for the most high school student in Indonesia, learning English is one of the frightening experiences that must be faced, especially when they learn how to speak in English. Because English is a foreign language that they rarely use in their daily lives. And then when the researchers did my preliminary investigation for my potential research in SMK for Batanghari, I found that the main English problem that 11th grade student at SMK for Batanghari face is speaking problem. For example, they cannot the student of 11th grade in SMK for Batanghari, they cannot deliver ideas in English well, and then they also cannot say a word correctly. Moreover, when the learning process took place, they tended to have passively participated whenever the teacher asked them question related to the lesson. Besides, speaking is the most important skill among the four skill, because people who know a language are referred to as speaker of that language. So, speaking skill is very crucial for them to know about this skill, because if they don't know, they can't deliver their ideas uh, into people. So I think that's why this research is very important to find what is the speaking difficulties that faced by the student in SMK Pur Batanghari, and also the factors that contribute to that speaking difficulties. Next, according to the research background about, I formulate the research question as a follow. The first one is, what are the speaking difficulties countered by 11th grade student of SMK for Batanghari in a classroom setting? And the second one is, what are the factors that lead to, if any, the existence of the speaking difficulties? Next is the purpose of this research. So the purpose of this research is to identify the speaking difficulties encountered by 11th grade students of SMK4 Batanghari and the factors that lead to the existence of these speaking difficulties. Next is limitation of the research. So the limitation of this research is limit its investigation to the difficulties that students face when they speak in English in the classroom, and it is also limited to the subject of the research only to 11th grade students from SMK 4 Batanghari. And next, the significance of the research. So the significance of the research, the first one is the result of the study potentially can help English teachers to understand factors that cause students difficulties in speaking. And then the second one is this finding of the study can also be used as reference material for further research, especially those related to speaking difficulties. The next one is literature review. So there are some topic that I would like to cover in literature review. The first one is the nature of speaking. In the nature of speaking, I described the nature of speaking or definition of speaking by Shani 1998 and Kai 2006. And also teaching of speaking. In this one, I described the process teaching of speaking by Alsi by 2004, Haozeng 1997, and Shani 1998, and also by Yurfeni 1966. And also oral language acquisitions. I described oral language acquisitions by Zhang et al. 1995 and also by 2004, and also Zhang 2009 and Schwein 1985. And then in oral language learning, I described the process of oral language learning by Willis 1996 and Littlewood 1984, and also Hammer and Ellis in 1982 and 2003. And there is also factor cause speaking difficulties. In this uh, in this factor cause speaking difficulties, I describe it by Zhang 2009, Ur 1996, and Pervianti and Raba 2017 and 2015. 2015. And the last one is importance of speaking. I describe the importance of speaking by Brown and Yu 1983. And the next one is the previews of the research. So the previews of this research is the previews of the research. The first one is by Natalia Rahayu in 2015 with the title An Analysis of Students' Problem in Speaking English Daily Language Program at Husnul Khotimah Islamic Boarding School. And then the second one is by D.A. Fitriani and R.A. Arfiliawati and W. Warda 2015 with the title A Study on Students' English Speaking Problem in Speaking Performance. And comes to the research method. In this research, I use a mixed method research design. So mixed method research design is the kind of research where the researcher will be collecting, analyzing, and mixing both of the methods, which are quantitative and qualitative, in a single study to understand the research problem. And then research size and access. In this research, the research size will take place in SMK Pur Batanghari. It is located at Jalan AND Teluk Lubang, Kecamatan Marosebo Ulu in Batanghari Regency. And for the access, the researcher will using a relation that researcher has with an English teacher who teach in SMK Pur Batanghari. And also, I will use the research permit from the campus as an official cover letter. And then the next one, the next one is population and sample for the survey. So the population in this research is all of the students of SMK Pur Batanghari from grade 10, 11, and 12. And for the sample is the student from 11 grade class, which are 11 pemasaran 1, 11 multimedia 1, 11 multimedia 2, and 11 akuntansi 1. The next one is participant for interview. So the participant for interview is an English teacher who taught English in 11th grade class at SMK 4 Batanghari. The next one is data collections. In data collections, there are two types of data will be collected in this research. Uh, there are two kind of instrument data. The first one is survey questionnaire, and the second one is interview. The survey questionnaire will be given to the students through Google Form, and then the interview will when the interview the researcher will use face-to-face interview to get the teacher's opinion about student speaking difficulties and the factors that contribute to the speaking difficulties. The next one is data analysis. In data analysis, there are two types of data analysis. The first one is quantitative analysis, and the second one is qualitative analysis. In quantitative analysis, the data that the researchers get from the questionnaire will be first analyzed using descriptive statistic, and then after that, the researcher will look at the central tendency, that is the speaking problem or the factors that cause the speaking problem, or the factors with the higher means will be considered as the main principle of the problem of the speaking problem, and factors that lead to the difficulties in speaking at 11th grade student in SMK for Batanghari. And then there is also qualitative analysis. In this type of analysis, the data that the researcher get from interview will be first transformed into transcription, after it will be summarized and organized into central themes, and it will be arranged in pattern of relationship. And next, validity and reliability. In order to check the validity or the reliability of the questionnaires, the researchers also have done uh, trial data with 15 participants from the sample. So validity is described as measuring what is supposed to be measured, and then reliability is uh, the degree to which a measurement of phenomenon produces a stable and consistent result is referred to as reliability. So the next is, this is the result of my uh, trial data with 15 participants. This is the result of validity test. We can see here is the result validity test of air product moment from 15 participant is 0.514, and then it will significant from the air product, the data that this data will be significant if Rx table, Rxy table must be greater than 1.514, and the sigma to tail will be significant if it's not more than 0.05. We can see here the RxA table that I obtained from 15 participants is not more is more than from 0.514, and then the obtained value from sigma to tail is also not more than from 0.05. From this result, it can conclude that item 1 until item 10 is valid, because the RxA table is greater than RxA product moment, and then the It's also significant because it's not more than 0.05. Next is reliability statistic. In reliability statistic, I all I also have already has done a reliability test with 15 participants also, and with the result shows that um, the point that I acquire is 0.936 with Cronbach alpha formula. According to Hinton, this result of reliability test uh, classify as an excellent reliability test. Next is trustworthiness. In this process, I will follow several steps. The first, the data will be recording, and the data from the interview will be recording. And the next is the recorded data will be transcribed into transcription. After that, it will be giving back to the participant to get feedback. After that, it will be revised, and then the last process is the data that revised will be given to the supervisors to get evaluation. Um, I think that's all for my presentations. I'm sorry for my mistake, and my pronunciation is not good enough. I think that's all. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.